Hello, this is Matthew from Poland. I'll be talking about the road to US digital dollar. The road to US digital dollar has been craved by coins and paper money that is in the transaction circle for more than 2,500 years. What happened is after the Second World War, US dollar became the main currency for trading, and it is also used as a main reserve for many countries because it is a very stable currency. Today, the payment environment is account-based, which means we have to have money on our accounts to be able to trade. This is relevant for B2B customers who want to buy goods, for example, in China and sell them and bring them back to USA, or to people like us who want to buy a latte coconut, for example, at a coffee shop, and they need money on their accounts, on their banking accounts, to be able to process this transaction. The purpose of implementing the CBDC, the digital dollar, is quite simple. It gives stability, it gives convenience, security, liquidity, and there's an inclusion effect for those who are excluded from the new digital payment world. I have, out of many issues that concern the stakeholders before they will implement the CBDC, I have chosen three proposed actions because I think they're very relevant to the situation. First one is how to implement the CBDC alongside the traditional banking system, which means actually that you have to do that. And I'll tell you more about it in a moment. How the CBDC should be tokenized, and CBDC, the third important action, should be used as a mean of financial inclusion for those excluded. So let's talk about the implementation of CBDC alongside the traditional banking system. The problem is, if we do not do that, if we say, okay, we don't need traditional banks anymore, it will create chaos and a lot of disruption in the banking system. So my proposal would be that CBDC should be first place used for investors who are buying treasury bonds, and they should be denominated in a CBDC, not in paper money anymore. So it wouldn't be account-based, it would be digital wallet-based. And interbanking loans and deposits between commercial banks and the Fed should also be subject to CBDC transactions. Then, just after a certain period when everything works fine, we should implement the CBDC to do global payments with banks around the world, and we cannot exclude them because otherwise we will have problems with deposits, we'll have problems with margins, and we need to understand that the financial structure and the financial market is very big and has a huge impact on many businesses and governments. Looking at this chart, you can see that there's a high impact and low impact. I think the most important is high impact and high probability, which means CBDC will excel business and stabilize the cryptocurrency market. What I don't think will happen, which is low probability and low impact, is that blockchain technology would become obsolete because it would, for example, not be green enough and it would be banned by government. So I don't think this will happen. When it comes to the second issue I have, so CBDC as a tokenization that you should use green and sustainable energy. The important thing is we cannot mine any digital currency anymore using today's energy resources, which means fossil-based resources. This has to stop, and there should be a ban on doing this. So CBDC, yes, from tomorrow on, but only if it's zero emission based energy. And again, high impact, high probability, green computing, ready. It is ready. The government should be supportive in terms of implementing it. What is low probable is that green computing would not be available and government would not support it. When it's CBDC as a means of financial inclusion, it's very important. There are 1.5 billion people around the world who are excluded from finance institutions, and with the CBDC, with the digital dollar, we could include the nearly 50 million Americans who today have problems with financials. So we have to include them, and this is my idea how to do that. So again, adoption, great. If we don't do that, if, for example, regulatory issues would be an issue, then of course it will again lead to ineffective distribution of goods. Conclusion, the digital dollar will be supported, it will be implemented, and I think it will be again seen as the digital dollar will be the currency reserve of the world. Thank you very much.